Good morning, it's day 2 on this 100-mile walk from Winchester to Eastbourne. The couple of blisters that I got on my foot are sort of causing me irritation this morning, but my muscles and my body feel fine. I've eaten some breakfast this morning, probably not as much as I'd like to have done. So I'm finding it a bit hard to eat meals, which I've always been like that when I'm on walks. I prefer to just drink water and crack on. And apparently today is going to be the driest day of the whole week, so I thought I had it good yesterday, but there's not many clouds in the sky, so it might be a bit of a warmer one today. Wow, look at that. The accommodation was located on the trail on top of that 600-foot hill I climbed yesterday. So it's a walk along the top until I reach Beachy Head, which is Southdowns' highest point on the trail, and that's where I'll be descending. The feeling of waking up and getting on this walk to establish these views every morning was out of this world. Walking is something I started to take seriously about 5 years ago, not only for the enjoyment but how it significantly helped with me managing my mental health. The longer I walked each day, the better the benefits, so the thought of doing a week-long thru-hike felt as though it could be life-changing and a real test to measure my physical and mental endurance. Yeah, I asked when I got to the accommodation last night about the cafe that I was rushing to. She was like, unfortunately it's shut. But online I'm sure that it was open, so you always have to, never know. But she said the people that work there on the weekend, obviously Saturday and Sunday where this walk is probably a bit more full of people. Most people might set off on a Friday. But yeah, so Monday to Wednesday slots pretty much from Winchester to Worthing, I'd say. It's all closed. And I have arrived at Beachy Head for the descent. I took that hill a little bit slower behind me. I just thought there's no rush. It is very, very steep and I'm coming down that hill. And it's the first hill of the day, so I thought I don't want to piss my muscles off this early in the day. I've got a lot more ahead of me. Well, I'm glad I didn't climb that's for sure. And before I ascend up on the hill at Queen Elizabeth Park, I am going to stop at the Visitors Centre to try and grab some more breakfast and a bit of lunch to take with me. Just stopped in the cafe and they weren't serving sandwiches packed, but they kindly made me a cheese and salad sandwich to take on the road with some crisps, and I got a couple of poached eggs with a bit of bacon, nothing else, just to kind of fuel me over this hillside. There was a girl back in the restaurant chatting to her boyfriend, and she was like, I couldn't do it with that bag. It's a heavy bag and you have to make sure you kind of bend down in a squat position and try and get it on the back of you. You can't really pick it up like that. Today's little stroll through this Queen Elizabeth Park here in the Southdowns to enjoy it, I think, because it's probably never going to get over here again. So yeah, I'm going to slow it down a tiny bit hopefully and enjoy this bit of the trail before getting on to Cocking, which is my next stop in Midhurst, where I'll be staying the night there. It looks as though it's a great big hill covered in like pine trees and all sorts of different trees. ground is so soft, it's unreal. It's so nice. I don't know what they put on this ground, but I'll have it indoors. It's better than carpet. I guess it feels way more luxurious to walk on this ground right now than it did on that rubble. Most of the path on the whole way, I believe, I mean, I've only done 2 days so far, but is this kind of chalk, stone, flint. The pathway is primarily made of chalk and flint with sections of grass, mud and hard packed dirt. So the surface is often really rough under the foot and becomes very slippery, especially on the steeper slopes. Usually on long distance hike I tend to wear a hiking boot, but for this particular hike I have decided to wear a hiking trail trainer, offering a lot more comfortability with its foam sole and quick drying ability, as hiking boots are not always waterproof and when they do get wet they take hours to dry out. And with the Vibram-like sole for grip on these shoes, in my opinion make these the best for a long distance trail like this one. The shoes are also wide enough at the front, giving my toes room to move around. I don't know if I'm at the top of the hill, it kind of feels like I am, but that wasn't taxing at all actually. They're literally flying over the whole road, between bush to bush. And for this next section I've decided to get my walking poles out and give them a go. The last 20 minutes to walk with these sticks. The hand goes in the top like that, it drops down. I can't seem to do two together, so I've started to just do one, and an old couple walked past me and they both had sticks and I kept an eye on their coordination, and it's basically a step forward like that with the stick, you know, and then bam with the other one, bam with this one. So I am getting it. So let's give this a go. Oh, I was so engrossed in trying to learn how to practice these sticks that I missed an amazing rope swing back there, look. Completely didn't spot it. I've got about an hour spare to kind of learn these sticks today. We're coming up to 8-9 miles, so I've got 7, 8, 9 to go. I just thought I'd give these a go and see how I get on. To this point I had been following blue signs of the Southdowns way, and for some reason here they changed to purple, and so I got confused with a bridle path that was blue, and I came off and went in the wrong direction for about 20 minutes. There was a team of women walking behind me, and after about 20 minutes I realised why I hadn't seen them for a while, why they hadn't caught up, and that's when I realised maybe I should check my map. Let's just double check I'm not going that way. Yeah, it is this way. Signs are a bit ropey around this end. I mean, there was another one earlier on where the sign had just completely been torn off by someone. I don't know whether that was done deliberately or not. I need to keep on my time scale for someone who's travelling alone, just so I can get back to the accommodation in good time. I think once I get to the back on the route, I'm going to take a lunch. Yeah, it's about that time when my belly is also rumbling while lost in the jungle. Another little look, this still might not be it. I think we're going up there. I mean, it looked, and I went up over there. Look, we came up on there, and I think I was supposed to come down here. I don't know how I managed to panic and still get lost though, because I was looking at the map at the time, and I managed to go all the way in there. Realised I'm going the wrong way up here, and come back down and hit this little path here, and come back down this way. It was about another 10 minutes on this path to the trail, so it took me about 45 minutes off of the original route. About a 30-minute stop for lunch back there. Changed my socks, put on my waterproof socks, took off the soaking wet socks that I had from that field, and enjoyed half my sandwich, bit of fruit and 500 mils of electrolyte. The more people I pass on this trail that look like they're doing the full way, I've got like a 20-litre backpack on them, and they're like skipping along. There's that hill. Oh, look, I can feel it. Come on. This happened to me yesterday. I was like, come on, let's get up this hill. Got up the hill, smashed it down. I was like, oh, what a reward. Look at that. Oh, this is like the one in Lewis. It's probably higher than the one in Lewis, actually. Yeah, it was definitely higher than the one in Lewis and incredibly steep. And I just thought, let's just battle it head on. But it did make me laugh halfway up the hill. I heard this kind of zipping sound beside me and thought, you know, it's taken a quad bike at full speeds to drive up that. Once I was over the halfway point, my lungs started to open up, and actually I started to find the steep uphill climb a lot easier. Probably about the same height as yesterday's hill, 650 plus foot high, but it was a lot steeper. It wasn't as gradual. Once I was at the top, I could see all the way over to Portsmouth Harbour, which was the first sighting of the southern coast. When I came down off that hill to the view of a few others in the distance, I had lost count at this point of how many hills I've actually gone down and come up. Well, this terrain today was probably the most hilliest out of the whole hike. bad. It's a sunny day today. This is the best day for this little bit of terrain here. There's one hill after another like that. I mean, that last hill that you saw was a beast. I don't even know how high that is, but I'm thinking, am I going across and up there? The amount of hills on day 2 today is a lot more greater than it was yesterday, and it just got me thinking, you know, if this was completely flat, this 100 miles, then I'd probably be tempted to just pace it, and then I'd burn out quicker than doing the hills, which force you to kind of slow down a bit, you know. You don't get very far on hills, you kind of just go over. So you get over there, you're like, oh, I've not even done a mile, but it feels like done 10 going over a hill. So it does slow you down on the route. This is probably like the third 600 plus foot hill that I've climbed today. It's just a short walk along the top of the hill before I get to the destination. Many birds making lots of stunning little sounds up that hill, so I got the app out and I recorded it, and it listed all the birds. Massive 600 foot hills today, and I thought, done myself proud there, but it looks like there's a 800 foot hill coming up. Yeah, this will be my final hill of the day to finish up on. It's always a finale sheep vibe. Literally, I get closer to the accommodation and I'm like, Jesus, there must be a doner kebab or something at the end. Which brings me nicely onto the topic of food and how I've struggled over the last couple of nights trying to get food at the accommodation. Now, the first night, which was last night, I was the only person staying there, and when I reach my accommodation again today, I will discover the kitchen is closed because I am the only one staying there as well tonight. Look at all these sheep coming over, look. You've had your time on the camera. I've just had the best pee of a view just behind this log here, out looking out on that. That is one thing I have become accustomed to, is having a little toilet break outside in the nature. It's been quite refreshing actually. And there's something down there that keeps crashing. It sounds like something that's being dropped. I can just feel that muscle just feeling a tiny bit overworked today. It started pretty early on in the day. Absolutely not. You're not coming back with me. I'm about a 10-minute walk from Cocking, where I'm going to be staying tonight, which is just outside Midhurst. It is about 15 minutes off of the trail, so I will be jumping on a bus to the accommodation. The bus said it's 2 minutes away. And I have arrived at my destination, where I will be staying at the Bluebell pub tonight, which is exactly about 40 miles from the starting point. That's probably like the best one I've been on. Finishing up again, 20.2 miles, so exactly the same as day one. And I'm going to order some food and get a good night's rest. So I'll see you on the next one.